It's time for Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock.
Believe me when I say we have a difficult time ahead of us. But if we are to be prepared for it, we must first shed our fear of it. I stand here without fear because I remember that I am here not because of the path that lies before me, but because of the path that lies behind me. I remember that for 100 years we have fought these machines. And after a century of war, I remember that which matters most. We are still here! Tonight, let us make them remember we are not afraid!
Come on, the peace train. The peace train, holy roller. Everyone jump upon the peace train. Come on, the peace train. Get your
Oh, the peace train. That's what we'd rather have. You know, we're hearing the peace train coming around the bend, are we? Well, there's a lot we got to go through first. And I got an email today. Craig Cantoni is a columnist that writes for, or used to, I don't know if, I don't read the Arizona Republic anymore, but in the Scottsdale edition, he's published regularly there, and he's written a book and so on. And matter of fact, I was one of the endorsers of the book on the back of the cover. The thing is Craig Cantoni is a libertarian in an economic sense. I mean, nobody's, perfect. A lot of people are wanting to take, a free market approach to fill in the blank, and if we were more this or more that. And I don't need to be advocating for the government to be more free market. I just want them out. I'm really, I don't see a proper role of government in really just about anything other than the defense of individual rights. I mean, that's the whole point. That's the promise. I don't want them to, like Trafficant we had on yesterday. That was a fun show. If you guys didn't hear that, we keep tweaking everything. It always messes up our iTunes feed or this or that. Anyway, so we got some complaints. Hey, where's the iTunes feed of that? And I go, well, it's up now. We got it fixed. Every time we do something here, over there, it's like trying to keep Jello in one thing with rubber band in one area with rubber bands, man. It's just, it's just you squeeze one area, it just pops out somewhere else. So we're getting it all taken care of. But anyway, it's up. So what happened was you'll find that if you don't have a fundamental base, hardcore foundation philosophy, you can kind of leak out a little bit in other areas. And Trafficant, good guy. We had a really good time. We had fun. Tonight, he's at the Hometown Buffet. 6 o'clock, 6 to 9, it's going to go. And they're hoping to get $50 out of everybody, pay for his trip and everything. He's here advocating for. He's at Hometown Buffet on South Scottsdale Road, just south of McDowell. Now, those in the valley know where that is. Now, what I always do is I'll go, okay, my hand's on your shoulder. Whose life is this? Well, it's mine. And they always say that. I go, oh, now see, that means nobody gets to tell me, well, but there's always been the battle between the rights of the individual and the right of society to protect the individual. And I'm going, oh, see, you're always going down the dark path, Well, a good friend, Craig Cantoni, he was commenting, I'll give you his history. He's a professional, he's got a couple of dimes rubbed against each other. He's doing okay. He and his wife live in North Scottsdale, and he writes. Well, he's definitely sees what's wrong with government bad. And you'll see him on Freedom's Phoenix quite a bit. We just put up something he just wrote today. Wisconsin teachers to take over your transportation. He's kind of, a little satirical, sometimes and so on. What he's talking about is Wisconsin and Obama and they're still spending money on all this light rail stuff while they got all these budget crises and everything, so he has something to say. But the comment that he made to me this morning in an email exchange was, minus all the personal stuff, it came down to this. Your efforts in Egypt, he goes, hey, man, revolution and peace aren't necessarily go together any more than democracy and freedom does. I mean, they're not even in the same category. And I'm going, yeah, I understand. That's never assume that, my goal is revolution. Except between the ears, I mean, just a realization. Never assume that my goal is to, topple governments or, that's all side effect of something else. I seek to free as many individual minds as possible. Free them from what to what? How do you determine a mind's freed? Why would you even want to? From what? My experience as a young man, I mean, I started this with a lot of the guys in this Love-olution, these young, teenagers and 20-something-year-olds and so on. I don't remember me ever being anything but what I am now. The way my mind works, how I perceive things. Now, your social graces get, fine-tuned a little bit, and the rough edges get rasped off with the experiences of life, but you're pretty much the perspective that you have on life, certainly since you hit puberty. I mean, you're kind of locked in. And I want to tell you this story so you understand my perspective on this. And to finish up with Craig, what happened was, here, let me make a note so I don't forget where I was at. Popsicle stick. Popsicle stick, so I don't forget. Now, because I always forget, I go on tangents. Excuse me. Craig was like, he has a son that's homeschooled and so on. He's going to University of Arizona right now. Well, it's constant indoctrination, man. The socialist dogma of. And his son really, when he finds an opportunity that it's a speech class or he needs to do a presentation on or something, he's given the Howard Rourke speech to the jury out of Fountainhead from Ayn Rand. He definitely screw up his classmates there, that's what it's all about. So he's wearing, freedom-oriented, anarchist, Mises Rothbard shirts and stuff all the time. So he does his thing. So Craig was more interested. He's like, Ernie, man, University of Arizona needs some. Really? He's ready? How many thousands of DVDs does he want? How much printing does he want? How many T-shirts does he need? You tell me whatever he can get rid of, use and make, boom, done, boom, done, boom, done. Waiting on you now, okay? Don't even start with me on that. You got somebody who wants to, that's what we are for. But I have focused on America for the last 4 years. Even longer before that. Outside of Arizona, it's been since the Love-olution. I got another email from another gentleman this morning. He goes, yeah, I know where you got the inspiration for the Love-olution. I went to Vegas, and they have the Revolution bar or a nightclub there. That's where they're doing Revolution Cirque du Soleil. Okay, so I've been to the Revolution Cirque du Soleil. Friends of ours gave me and Donna front row seats. I probably could have done better a little bit further back, but but the thing was, man, it was it was a good time. They do all their stuff to a lot of Beatles songs. So I knew of but this really came out after we started the Love-olution, and I don't know when they had it planned or something. When they started putting up the signs and all that kind of people, hey, they're doing the backwards, love in there too. Where I got the inspiration was from the internet. What a lot of people don't know is there was this concept of love in the revolution since the Beatles did the song back in the 70s. I had that idea since 04, 05. It was 06 that we used the artwork for a campaign that I had run for Secretary of State in the 06 campaign. We had already test marketed it. So I had been doing this for a long time, decades. What happened is that we had an opportunity with Dr. Paul's campaign to inject. I always say this a lot, when I give speeches, so I'm going, it's the injection of the libertarian infection into the bone marrow of American culture for which there is no cure. Now we're going worldwide. Don't ever think this was not worldwide. Since the, collectives of back in the day, pyramid days, man, pharaohs, Genghis Khan, Alexander the Great. It's always been the attempt to take over the world. So the resistance is what? I'm going to talk about it when we come back. You guys stay right there.